ಜನಜೀವಿತ ಫಲಧಾನ್ಯ ಸಂಪನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿ ಇದು ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಸುಂದರ ಕೆರಕೆದಾರ ಭೂಮಿ മാനവർക്ക് സമത നൽകിയ മവനിതൻ ഭൂമി മധുരമഹിത ലളിത കലകൾ വിരിയും മലർവാടി ശ്യാമസുന്ദര കെരക്കെതാര ഭൂമി താളമേളവാദ്യനാദം സാഹിതിയാം പുകിലഗീതം വിവിധ ജാതി മതവംശജ സാഹചര്യ പൊളുന്നായി നവയുഗത്തിൻ പൊൻകതിരുകൾ വിളയിച്ചിടും ഭൂമി ശ്യാമസുന്ദര കിഴക്കിതാര ഭൂമി. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഓണാശംസകൾ. ഓണനാളിൽ നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഓണം ആഘോഷിക്കുന്ന ഈ വേളയിൽ ഞാനും നിങ്ങളോടൊപ്പം എൻ്റെ ഓണവിശേഷങ്ങൾ പങ്കുവയ്ക്കാം. മലയാളത്തിൽ തന്നെ തുടരണമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് ആഗ്രഹമുണ്ട്. എങ്കിലും മലയാളികളല്ലാത്തവരെ ഓണത്തെക്കുറിച്ചും ഓണാഘോഷങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ചും അറിയിക്കുവാനായി ഞാൻ ആംഗലേയ ഭാഷയിൽ തുടരുകയാണ്. Happy Onam to you all. This Onam, while we Malayalees all over the world are celebrating Onam, I'd like to share my Onam celebrations with you, my viewers. Although I want to speak in Malayalam entirely throughout this video, I understand many of you are non-Malayalees, and so I'm continuing in English. Onam is a state festival, the Kerala state festival. It is a cultural festival. It celebrates rice harvest, and so also a harvest festival. It is celebrated for 10 days. The last 4 days are the most important days. Onam is a unique festival, and all of us Malayalis hold it very dear to our hearts. And why is that? Because regardless of caste, creed, culture, religion, rich or poor status, all Malayalis alike come together to celebrate Onam. And Onam has a mythical story behind it. And this mythical story is that of Mahabali, King Mahabali's story. Now there was a king named Mahabali who ruled the kingdom of Kerala, and he treated all his subjects as one. The rich and poor were treated alike. There was no caste, there was no creed, there was no religion, and there was no danger. It was the land of dreams, the land that we all only dare to dream of right now. So this mythical story is what commemorates the importance of Onam. Now, every story has an origin. I believe stories don't evolve on their own, and so do most historians. Now, historian Shashi Bhushan, in his book Athachamayam, speaks about the origin of this story, and he says that Onam was actually an ancient Hindu festival, and it was not a cultural festival. And he also cites the argument of M.G.S. Narayan, who says that Onam actually resulted as a conflict between upper caste Brahmins and poor and lower caste farmers. This conflict arose out of the protest that lower caste farmers protested against the upper caste Brahmins for the law that was made only to protect the Brahmins. And while Onam was celebrated as a festival of Vamana, Onam was also celebrated as a festival of King Mahabali by the lower caste farmers. And so, as we know, decades later from now, we know Onam to be as the festival behind this story of King Mahabali has survived all this while, stayed this long because it was dear to the lower caste farmers. It gave them hope that in spite of all the feudal system, in spite of all the caste system, all the hardships that they went through, Onam was the only season where they could survive. Now, if you're wondering, that's the reason why traditions of Onam such as Pookalam and Onam Sadhya is the most popular of all. Was the only time of the year when farmers could forget all their hardships and they could just come together with Onam Sadhya and Onam Kodi and Pukulam and celebrate Onam, forgetting every other difference. And thus, we have the present day Onam, when all Malayalis celebrate Onam. Onam is a cultural festival, and we celebrate our culture, our Malayali culture, in this festival. It is a harvest festival, let's not forget that, a festival where we celebrate the glorious, beautiful, unique culture of Kerala. So, as I said, historian Shashi Bhushan argues that Onam was an ancient Hindu religious festival. It was a festival of Vamna and not of Mahabali. But this is a controversial claim because a few years ago, right-wing leader like BJP leader Amit Shah had wished during Onam happy Vamna Jayanti, and many of us Malayalis had objected to it because Onam has nothing to do with religion for us. It may have religious significance for some, but for us it is a mark of our culture, the time when we get together and celebrate Malayali culture. And yes, Onam is celebrated differently in various parts of Kerala. In certain parts of Kerala, they have Onam Sadhya with non-vegetarian courses. Come to other districts, they have Onam Sadhya with only vegetarian meals. But what does it matter? It doesn't matter. The fact is, we're all having Onam Sadhya. Let's not forget the popular saying in Malayalam, Kanam Vittum, Onam Unnanam, which means, even if you have to sell your property, we've got to have Onam Sadhya. You see, we have sayings about Onam Sadhya, about the popularity, about how dear we hold this Onam festival to our hearts. Now, as I said, Malayali diaspora all over the world, wherever we are, China, US, any country for that fact. But it doesn't matter. We still find each other, even if it's on the moon, and we celebrate Onam. Now, there was another story that we've heard about Onam. That is the difference between the rich and poor. I'd like to emphasize more on that. Now, we all know that in Onam, there was exchange of presents and feasts between the rich and the poor. Now, this happened back in the old days when lower caste farmers, they took the produce of their crops, vegetables, bunches of banana, and they gave it to their feudal lords, the zamindars. And in return, the zamindars gave them new clothing called the Onam Kodi. Now, this was in practice before the zamindari system was abolished in the 1950s. And yes, we still have this, except there is no zamindari system. Onam has a lot of traditions, wonderful, beautiful traditions. We have tourists coming to Kerala just to look at these traditions. One of them, Vallam Kali, my favorite. The Vallam Kali, also called the snake boat race. And there's like around 68 to 120 people in a boat race. Now they paddle. They use their war paddle and paddle. And this boat race happens in Alapura. And there is also this Vanji Patu, a folklore about songs where they sing encouraging the boat racers while they race. We all know the song Kuttanadin Punjayili. No matter which corner of the world you are, you hear that song and that raises your Malayali spirit. Another tradition, Athachamayam. Now this is at the beginning of the 10-day Onam festival. It marks the 10-day Onam festival. That is, the Onam festival starts off with Athachamayam. This happens in Tripunithara. It's also called as Tripunithara Athachamayam at Trikakara, where back in the old days, the Kochi king, he used to come on the elephant, and this elephant is dressed with also beautiful jewelry on them. And the elephants are marched, and we have Chendamelam, folklore, songs, all kinds of art forms being displayed during this grand procession. And as the king goes by, he gets down, greets his people, speaks to every one of them, greets them, and he goes by. Now this was back in the old days. And today, presently, Athachamayam is celebrated, is conducted by the state, by the Kerala state. And while this is conducted, we have floats in Athachamayam floats being paraded, all kinds of things being paraded on floats. And in these floats, while there are epics from Mahabharata and Ramayana being displayed on the floats, we also have themes from the Bible being displayed on the floats to display harmony and unity. And Athachamayam just confirms that. Now, in the recent times, I think Onam has lost its meaning. While some people say, why should I celebrate Onam? It's just a Hindu festival. No, it's just a religious festival. It has meanings behind it. The culture has significance. The rituals have meanings behind it, which I don't believe in. But that's not true. The actual meaning of Onam is unity of Malayalis.
So first, there is an order for how you serve the Onam Sadhya. First the sugar, then the salt, banana chips, jackfruit chips. Next is Sharkara Upperi. This is Sharkara Upperi, one of my favorites. Vadaga Puli Achar. That's right, Inji Puli. Beetroot Thoran. Lady's finger. That is Vendakya Thoran. Beans Thoran. They're planted. And Pachadi. Aviyal. Yerisheri. Now for the latter part of the leaf. You know, actually Onam Sadhya means banquet. It is literally, if you translate into English, Onam Sadhya means banquet. Now you know why it's called a banquet. Different dishes. Usually it's a 24-course meal, but I just chose my favorite dishes for this sadhya. Can't take my eyes off the food. Papadam. Don't forget papadam, very vital part. And sambar. If you've noticed, dishes made in earthen vessels are so tasty. Now we have pulisheri. So for the first part of this Onam Sadhya, sugar first and a little salt. I've got a mixture of sugar and salt. And then for these snacks, let us banana chips. No, we eat all of these. So you're supposed to finish this before you get into the main meal. Kerala is known for banana, jackfruit. So usually you go in this order and you start eating. And inji puli. Now all the others are meant for the rice. Now we dive deep into the rice. So I finished with my rice. So this is Ada Pradhaman. Now in Onam Sadhya, after you're done with your rice and all the other dishes, what you do is you pour Ada Pradhaman, which is pal payasam, white payasam, sweet basically. You take banana. Okay, there's a mannerism in how you eat this. Take a bit of banana, put it into your payasam, get your papadam, mix everything together. Ada Pradhaman with banana and papadam. Okay, you mix everything together and you eat it. I promise you it's delicious. It's yummy yummy. Now for the second kind of sweet, it's called Nei Payasam. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to have your Onam Sadhya. I promise you it's delicious.